Video information. EPISODE2AIRDATE8 January 2014 The Meantime Primary Teacher Tony the Talking Clock Previous episode in single quote T Hug me I'm scared Next episode in single quote T Hug me I'm scared 3. Development Staff Writer Rebecca Becky Sloan, Joseph Pelling, Baker Terry, Hugo Donka and Director Rebecca Becky Sloan, Joseph Pelling. TikTok. Tony the Clock teaches the guys a lesson about how time changes over time. Don single quote T Hug me I'm scared website and single quote T Hug me I'm scared 2-time, or simply Time, is the second episode of the Don't Hug Me I'm Scared web series. In it, the puppets learn about time. It was published on the 8th of January 2014. Yellow guy and red guy are sitting in their chairs, while Duck rocks in his rocking chair. Red guy tells them to stop mucking around and that they only have 5 minutes until their TV show is on, and it cuts to the TV which is currently showing static. Duck takes out his pocket watch to see the time, then replies by saying that it isn't enough time. Tony the Talking Clock comes to life and tells them that there's always time for a song. Red guy, breaking the fourth wall, asks the viewers who Tony is. Tony then begins to dance and sing, telling the puppets where time can be placed, such as a wall or a wrist. Tony tells the puppets that the past is far behind them and the future doesn't exist. Yellow guy asks Tony what the time is and he replies by saying that it's 9:15. He then says it is time to have a bath. Duck insists that they're already clean, but Tony ignores him and scrubs Yellow guy until the water is brown. He later tells them that time goes only one way and cannot go in reverse, and to watch the time go fast like a merry-go-round. He tells the puppets to go on a journey through time, but Red guy tells him that he and the other puppets don't want to go and that they will miss their show if they do. Tony tells the puppets to not be stupid and to go back in time anyways, and they see what it was like in the past. In a cartoon sequence, they see Victorian England, depicted stereotypically except for a man made of green slime who emerges from the sewer. Yellow guy finds a tree with circles inside and Tony later finds a tree that is older and dies. Duck looks at a fresh red apple from a tree branch, which soon rots. Tony tells them that time can be told by the moon or the sun and that time flies fast when they have fun. Duck is seen, who is about to finish his stack of cards, which then gets ruined by Tony. The puppets provide out examples of when having fun is allowed, such as during birthdays, and Yellow guy states that he is friends with his dad, who growls angrily. Red guy asks Tony what happened after the old days. Tony begins to tell them about the future and Yellow guy tells him that an old man died. Tony ignores the old man and instead pays attention to a computer, and tells them everything you can do in the future. Roy is seen looking at a sexually explicit website as Yellow guy says my dad is a computer, likely Yellow guy messing up my dad has a computer, and his father growls once again. Tony appears on the computer and tells Yellow guy to look at the time. Fish can be seen on plates, in the bath, and scattered everywhere in the room. Tony tells them how time can also be useful, and the puppets ask when time began and when it will end. Tony only tells them that time is important, and redundantly, that he is a clock. Red guy and the other puppets begin to question time, including coming up with their theories for it, which angers Tony. He begins to beep loudly like an alarm clock, making Yellow guy's ears bleed. The clock tells them how strange it is how time makes their appearances change. Yellow guy looks in the mirror as his appearance changes, Red guy's hair grows longer, and the flesh on Duck's left hand begins to melt off. Yellow guy lets out a cry. Tony stands still and watches the puppets suffer. Duck's left hand becomes nothing but bones, and Red guy notices that his hair is going gray and he is getting more frail. The puppet's appearances get worse. Yellow guy tells the clock to make it end as Duck's right eye falls out and Red guy shakes as it shows a close-up on his face showing that most of his hair has fallen out. Tony tells them he's only a clock and they'll be fine, but eventually everyone runs out of time, which means that everyone will die. As the camera zooms out, it is revealed that they were all watching TV, with Duck's eyeball laying next to the TV and the picture of the non-existent future hanging on the wall. Red Guy shuts off the TV. In the credits, maggots emerge from what appears to be Yellow Guy's hair. Tony presumably brought the puppets from the past to the future. This is possible because of the scene changes at the end of the episode, such as the eyeball scene on the floor to the right of the TV and the picture of nothing where a picture of Red Guy, Duck, and Yellow Guy was originally seen. In the beginning of the song, Tony states the future doesn't exist, but then later states it's the future, in which he begins to talk about things you can do in the future, in present tense. While this could be an error by the writers, it can also be a continuation of the hypocritical nature of the teachers who teach an incorrect lesson to the characters. Added evidence to the theory that Tony sent the characters into the future at the end of the episode. This may explain why the photo says nothing in the last scene. This episode takes place on June 19th, just like the first episode. The date June 19th appeared in this episode a total of 10 times. June 19th was Father's Day in 1955, the same year that the Help videos take place. The word time is said 29 times in this video. This is the only one of the 6 episodes with a unique title, as it ends with "time". The video has been shown on TV on Channel 4 at midnight, only in the United Kingdom. This is the first time that Rebecca "Becky" Sloan didn't voice the characters in this episode. A shot of Red Guy sitting wearing a watch on his right arm while Tony holds his wrist. This is most likely an alternate take of the "wear it on your wrist" scene. A shot of Yellow Guy holding a broken wine bottle outdoors with Tony pointing at it. Becky and Joe later provided some, albeit foggy, context for this scene in the InMotion Playground's Discord Q&A. 1. To their memory, it would have been something about an apple being ripe, most likely the red apple that appears in the episode, that would be used to make wine. The wine bottle was then smashed in stop motion. They cut this scene and changed the lyrics due to the final result ultimately looking bad. Sketchbook can be seen in the bookshelf behind Red Guy, pause at 244, and when Red Guy is in the bedroom with fish scattered everywhere. This is the first episode where Roy Gribbleston, Yellow Guy's father, appears. When Yellow Guy shows his dad on the computer, he says "my dad is a computer," rather than "my dad has a computer." When Tony explains that time can be measured by the moon and sun, the face on the moon looks like Roy, and the face on the sun looks like Yellow Guy. Tony does not rhyme at the end of the verse "scrub scrub scrub till the water's brown." Green is the word that should have been used to end the verse in a rhyme, but was likely not used because of green not being a creative color, as stated by Sketchbook in the first episode. A wanted poster of Yellow Guy can be seen when the puppets learn about the past. On said poster, the reward for Yellow Guy dead or alive is £1,906, a reference to June 19th. A calendar with June 19th hangs in the living room. A rocking horse can be seen behind Red Guy, sitting in his chair, and a portrait of horses can be seen in the bedroom also with Red Guy. Red Guy is reading the newspaper from the first episode in bed with fish everywhere. A calendar with June 19th is also right above his head. During the computer with the big eyeball scene, the 2 portraits from the puppet's living room can be seen but with their frames wrapped in aluminium foil, and also a calendar with June 19th. The ruined painting of the clown from the first episode makes an appearance. A globe can be seen behind a Red Guy, but it's a different one than Gilbert the Globe. Various time-tracking devices and things can be seen, such as the clock on the wall, Duck's pocket watch, Yellow Guy's watch, possibly the time ruler, the clock tower in the Victorian time, the annual rings of the tree, the moon and sun. A digital watch is floating about just before Tony brings them to the future, a watch next to Red Guy when he is laying in bed, and the 3 calendars throughout the episode. The doormat of the puppets has the word "home" written on it. The song used in this video, the Time Song, can be purchased on iTunes. 2. The show the main characters were trying to watch is called Craig's Big Day, another video made by Becky and Joe. The maggots shown in the credits are shown in reverse, to show them coming out of the blue fur instead of burrowing in. As shown in a behind-the-scenes feature available on the Kickstarter DVD, they were poured directly onto a sheet of blue fur. The footage shown in the credits does not last long enough to show them falling onto the fur in reverse. Before the camera scrolls down while Tony says time to have a bath, his motion target reference markings can be seen and his mouth is missing. In the scene where Tony asks the puppets to journey with him through time, a part of the actor of Red Guy's face can be seen. When Tony raises his hands while talking about a time that's changing all the time, a part of his left hand gets cut off. At the end of the quote, "It's time to go to time," the background disappears for a single frame while the time word remains. When Yellow Guy opens up the tree, the stump's eyes are open, but in the next shot they are closed until they open again. Tony's bow tie disappears for no reason in some scenes. As of June 2025, the episode has 51 million views and 810k likes on YouTube. Director Rebecca Becky, slowing Joseph Pelling. Creators Rebecca Becky, slowing Joseph Pelling. Writers Rebecca Becky, slowing Joseph Pelling. Hugo Duncan Baker Terry. Executive Producer James Stevenson Breton. Producer Ben Lawler. Music Composer Joseph Pelling. Cinematographer Max Halstead. Production Manager Hugo Duncan. First Assistant Director Hugo Duncan. Art Department Jen Newman. Albert Soler. Rebecca Becky, slow and Music Department Joseph Pelling. Visual Effects Compositor Philip O'Coleman. Skyman Whalegato. Assistant Cameraman Tom Bowl. Animation Department Brooke Joseph Pelling. Special thanks Charlie Pelling. References 1. The Time Song, single, iTunes.